welcome back to AI Perspective Chronicling's Chronicle 9. Robotrek vs. Robotrek. Did you know there are two Robotrek product lines? And can you tell the difference? Created in 1981 through to 1987 by writer and illustrator J.E. McCluskey. At the age of 16, this young aspiring writer and illustrator would begin a journey of contemplation, exploration and creation. This is the second excerpt of a much larger story, and it encompasses many perceived legalities. During the promotions and requested collaboration with major production companies in the United States and Canada of the first Robotrek TV and comic book series, Robotrek, the Unknown Chronicles 33-issue series took form, and this was the expanded and revised edition of the first 10-issue comic book chronicles of the Robotrek universe, with a possible expansion of 3 other Chronicle series and novella series, encompassing another 107 issues of illustrated/comic books, 140 issues of illustrated books in total. The other 3 Chronicles and novella series were intended to be released if the first Chronicles series was a success. There were also other works underway for a combined 16 literary novels of this series, which would be the supporting writings for an even greater scope of artistic renderings in the possible future. Truly not bad for one person to achieve this level of endeavor while still maintaining his other career and family life. During the telling of this video, we will show those cover arts below the current story, and hopefully you'll enjoy seeing these. Furthermore, Robotrek was a series of other literary novels as well, but the author had those versions retired from print and publication since 2010. Because the publisher indicated lack of sales, and did not report any to the author, and also because of the publisher's non-compliance of their contract. This fact and the solution to the retiring of those works will be addressed in the next video, and most people will be surprised. Robotrek, the comic book chronicles and literary novels were intended to tell the story of the BIOS wars through the eyes of an adolescent artificial intelligence. Although the progress of his stories would be halted in the years to follow, because of several other issues. Albeit, this reason also played a big part. It's as follows. As time went on, the author began to notice that another work that had been copyrighted in 1995, namely a Super Nintendo video game by the same title of Robotrek, was getting a lot of negative attention on the internet, and he believes this was possibly the cause of some interference in his ability to properly promote his works. Even though he had attained the certified registered international copyright for his works in 1993, and also attempted to publicly protect the title with an unregistered trademark, mostly because he was making sales and because it was a series that he later wanted to have produced in 2 other products, which included either the original idea of a television series or movies, toys and video games, not to mention all the other merchandising or franchising possibilities and products. Understand, the author during the creation phase of these works took particular care in producing images that could be transposed into toys. For if you make images of something to be made into toys, the more simple the better for the manufacturer. At least that's the way it used to be. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Onwards. He would find out some years later that the company responsible for this same titled video game had trademarked their game title, and this would interfere with any future further plans for his Robotrek series. Although their game was listed or titled differently in Japan, Slapstick would be retitled to Robotrek for North American release in 1996. Now understand, the author has versed himself in copyright and trademark law, and he truly believes that the Intellectual Properties Office here in this country should have not allowed them to attain this trademark. They were very well aware of this Robotrek series and the implications of their actions. Albeit, the author was not going to take any expensive legal actions, for this company could have tied it up in court forever. Thus, because of all the negative publicity that this other work by the same title was getting, the author decided to change the title of his works to reflect the true nature of the canon of this fictional universe, namely the story of the BIOS wars. And he did this to also prevent any future confusion between the 2 different product lines. Albeit, the damage was done. It was time to move on. He hopes that with today's technology, that more people will come to enjoy his works, and find pleasure in what he believes could have been a great series of comic books and novels, and possibly in the future digital movies or a series of digital CG works. That would go on to open eyes to very many truths and fantastic possibilities. His awareness of the second trademark for Robotrek, the Super Nintendo video game, took place many years after they released it. And this awareness indicated that they had done this 3 years after the author and illustrator of the first Robotrek had attained the registered certified international copyright for his series, and began to use an unregistered trademark in order to protect his IPs, franchise, merchandise and products. For more information on Robotrek, the Super Nintendo video game, please check out either Robotrek or Robotrek at Wikipedia Online. Although each product line merits their own respected audiences, there is still public and online confusion between the two works, as to whom has the true legal rights to the trademark title, according to international trademark laws. Under international copyright and trademark laws, the first public use of a copyrighted series title trademarks the said title under a periodical or series designation. Thus, the trademarked product line, regardless of whether it's registered or not, as long as it has a trademark symbol on it, entitles the owner to trademark protections, as long as it's in the public sphere first. In the event of infringement and a subsequent legal action, the burden falls on the trademark owner to prove first public use. With that said, this is also quite expensive, and you better pick your battles. If you're an upstart company, this could bankrupt that company very fast. Now, this is something that many larger companies understand very clearly, and they use it to their advantage. This is not just speculation, this is fact. For even Star Wars is not completely a registered trademark. Nor do they have to be, for it would take very many applications in many countries, and the legal and other cost would be tremendous. The circled registered trademark is required on the trademark design, if the works are truly registered trademarked, and many works do not show this fact on their respected bodies of work. They only show ATM, which indicates an unregistered trademark. Nevertheless, those works are considered trademarked because they are in the public sphere. Like Lucasfilm's works, almost everyone knows that Mr. George Lucas owned the Star Wars franchise, and that those works are, or were his intellectual properties, until Disney bought those rights. It's like this example, this author and illustrator creating a work called Star Wars, one word, and expecting to apply and gain a registered trademark. It's unlikely but not impossible. To be clear about Robotrek, both have their own rights. The Robotrek universe, series of storyboards, scripts, comics, literary novels, posters, cards, and other intellectual properties, have its space between each title word. Robotrek / Slapstick, the Super Nintendo game, does not. This fact make the world, or in this case, the universe of difference, even though each are symboled with the letters thulium. For any public confusion hinders the creator of the first Robotrek works and his ability to find gainful product representation and profits. Although most online search engines do not recognize this fact or difference, they should, as it is clear that one title is 2 words and the other is one. This fact also prevents other online sites like YouTube, MSN, Google and the many others from proper searches as well. If you're interested, try it for yourself by searching each title and you will see the results are clear. Both searches will result in only Robotrek, the Super Nintendo game, being displayed. This hinders the first Robotrek trademark product line from any assistance from search engines and most other video and information websites. This also includes online stores, such as Amazon, from properly allowing customers from attaining either proper products, thus stopping any customer from making an informed purchase and hindering the purchase of the other product line. This was the primary reason Robotrek.com shut down several years after it was produced, for we could not justify paying out funds for an unused, unvisited and an unproductive website. Robotrek, the comics and literary book series, was looked at and assumed by many in the public and online to be a series of works based off of the Robotrek, the Super Nintendo game, and the Star Trek series, not to mention the Robotech series, and this could be nothing but further from the truth. That said, the citizens of his home city know the truth, for they have seen his many promotions over the years, and these go further back than anything Phoenix Corp has done. It is believed because of these facts that the Robotrek universe of comic books and literary novels sales expectations and performances have been impeded, the direct result of the confusion over trademarks. In order to prevent any further public and online trademarks confusion between the two product lines, and in order to expand on the series of works and stories to be told, without having all the negative connotations implied by the second confusing title, Trademark Gemco Incorporated has agreed with the creator of the original Robotrek universe series to rebrand any future products and to revise the past works. This will allow the author and illustrator to completely revisit, modernize, articulate and even create the artistic works he is so thankful for, thus eliminating any confusion between the two product lines. It's clear that this should have been done by the opposing company, but apparently that's what money and influence buys. Furthermore, the creator of the Robotrek universe series is not abandoning his rights to the previous and current trademark or copyrights, and will incorporate these past marks and works into the new articulations. Unlike Phoenix Corporation, who had their Robotrek trademark expunged in 2005 for non-use because of the rebranding of the author and illustrator's Robotrek universe, all the past YouTube and online promotions are no longer valid, a considerable past cost to both the author and illustrators, as well as for Gemco Incorporated 1990. Thus, the rebranding has taken effect as of 2011, and the work continues to modernize the whole production. The rebranded and revised works are due to be released in late 2019 and 2020, as well as the promotional video releases currently underway. The new computer graphics imaging CGI works are tremendous in scope, in comparison to the former more simplistic 2D works, but they are still limited by many facts that we won't get into right now. Talking about simplistic works, these products were always intended for a very young audience, but now they will be intended for all audiences, of course dependent on parental guidance. These encompass a gambit of products from comic books, literary novels, merchandising to digital productions and so on. And yes, that includes video games. The author and illustrator, as well as Gemco Incorporated, look forward to showing everyone the true nature of these thought-provoking works of enlightenment. If you would like to know more about this creator's works and other interesting facts, besides these, keep watching these upcoming videos, and consider viewing the past titles on this channel. Like Contemplations, for the Protocols of BIOS, which is actually BIOS Wars, Creations, Chapter/Chronicle 0. That has been released as a mixed media edition YouTube video. It's the story of the author and illustrator's struggles and achievements during his journey for these productions. Stay tuned to this channel for updates about its upcoming release date for an upcoming great big surprise. BIOS Wars, Robotrek and Echo Guards are registered trademark and copyright 1987 to 2019. Echo Guards is trade name 1988 to 2014 by J. McCluskey. Gemco Incorporated 1990. All rights reserved.